Hello there, one is Soul Super 17 here, and let me get through this like usual. I do not own anything from Black Clover or Fairy Tail, so that means I do not own the characters, manga, nothing to do with them, not even the names of the characters. And I do not own this picture. And this is just a non-paid video that's for fun. Alright, okay. So, last where we left off is from the dungeon arc. It's the next day. Noel, Elizabeth, and Asta are going to the Clover Canyon with Finral. He opened up a portal and they're at the Clover Kingdom. And Elizabeth is taking them, Elizabeth is taking them to the black market to find a magical wand for Noel. While they're there, Asta says, "Wow, this is a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff you wouldn't get in a normal market." And Elizabeth does give her explanation, like she did in canon. So, Asta has some coin on him, like 250 coin. So, he's gonna go around look for some items. He says, and Noel and Elizabeth said, "All right, Asta, just be careful. Don't let no one, you know, take your money and stuff. Just to be careful." So he says, "All right, I will." So, while he's looking around, he notices two people. Two people in hoods. He's thinking, okay, I know this is the black market, but still, that's just way too suspicious. So he decides to walk over there, and when he gets near them, he says, "Hey, what are you two doing here?" And then he hears a familiar voice. That person says, "Oh, it's you." So that person turns around and he goes, and he sees it's Mary. He goes, "Ah, Mary, it's you. Long time no see." She goes, "Yep, long time no see, Asta." And then basically the older gentleman turns around. It's the Wizard King. I'm not the Wizard King. It's the Clover King. Oh. Alright, sorry, I thought I heard something. Alright. Yeah, I just called the Clover King the Wizard King by accident. So I'm gonna try not to do that, but I have a feeling I am, so I do apologize. But it's the Clover King, and Mary is his daughter. So he says, "Ah, Mary, this is the boy you were talking about earlier to me last week." She nods her head, yes, says, "This is him." And he just looks at Asta and says, "Well, then you must be a strong magic knight without a grimoire." Asta just nods his head, saying, "Yeah, I basically don't need one." It's kind of funny. Most people would consider me to be weak without one, and then when I show my true strength, they still think I'm weak and just cheated. Yeah, yeah. He thought about that, and he just said, "I never really fought anyone with a grimoire that said that. Besides Lot, he really thought I was weak." Mm. He said that to himself in his head. But the Clover King is saying, "Well then, what are you here for then, young man?" He's also just replies saying, "Well, I'm here with two of my teammates from the Black Bulls, and we're just helping out. So we're just helping out one of them to get Iam to better control her magic." He goes, "Oh, that's very kind of you, but while you're not with them," then Asta just says, "Oh well, I'm looking for something to help me out. You see, I don't really have any way to heal myself, and I have no like defense. because I have no Vermor and all, so I'm kind of looking for some items that could increase my attack, my defense, and to heal me. And it doesn't need to be recharged. And then, no, not then. So, the Clover King looks at the shopkeeper that he was talking to. He says, "My old friend Mark, can you help this young man out?" And Mark just basically says, I think I have what you're looking for, young man. So he goes into the back of the shop and he comes back out with a chain and three magic marble like balls that are that already fit into the chain. Mark says not crystals, these marble like balls have immense power and they have no need to be recharged by any type of magic. They automatically already could use as much as possible, but be warned that if you use them too much, they will probably break or never work again. So Asta nods his head about it, say he understands. But then Mark asks him, "Oh, what is your magic, young man? Did you have no grimoire?" Asta just tells him, "Dragon Slayer magic." So Mark gets a flashback of Igneel, because Igneel and Mark have met, because that's how he got these marble-like balls, marble, marble crystal balls, whatever. And basically, he gave him it because Igneel found them, so he gave them to Mark, and then gave the chain to Mark because he made it. And plus, he also saved Mark's life, so he did ask him as a favor to repay him to, if he ever sees a boy with a Dragon Slayer magic, to give him it. And then Igneel left, so Mark was keeping his word. And this was a month before Asta met Mark. So yes. So as soon as Asta was about to grab some coins and ask how much, Mark just says, on the house. It was a favor I was asked to give this to anyone who Dragon Slayer met before I sold it at full price. So Asta's like confused, but he says, thanks. And the Wizard King and Mira are like kind of like shocked, but the Wizard, I said the Wizard King, I meant the Clover King. The Clover King knows about Mark, so he knew Mark for a very long time. So let's just say he knows that he is a kind person, but he is greedy as a businessman. But so he's a little bit surprised, but not really. Okay, so Asta puts it on his right arm. It has a little sleeve, but not the long one no more, because he did like change it to change the look. He kind of had to rip off the sleeve and then use the material in some other place. So he just added like he just like he's gonna use that for some other stuff. The part where he got cut off, he had to cut off because he thought it would be like too. It was just too long. It wasn't his style, so he just shortened it up. The outfit he got from the dungeon, he had to just change up a little bit. So yeah, Mark notices it, asks him where he got this outfit, and even though he does have his white shirt underneath, so yeah. Then he just tells Mark about it. Then he says, "Well then, this is a very durable material, far beyond anything the Clover Kingdoms could ever make. So you're very lucky to get it." So Mark tells the Clover King, "I'm gonna be doing what you asked me to, my old friend. I'll let you know how it goes." So yes, Mark leaves, and then Noel and Elizabeth call him over, tell them they found what they were looking for. So he turns to the Clover King, and Mary says, sorry, to take up much of your time. I'm gonna be going. Just being polite and all, saying, then he said to Mary, if I ever see you again, let's get something to eat or just chat more. She says, okay. So Asta leaves. The Clover King was told by Julius who Asta was. So he knows a little bit of information about Asta and his magic. But there's a lot of things that he's curious about, so he kind of asked Julius to keep an eye on Asta whenever he can. So, and Julius was happy to accept that. I didn't know. But, so as soon as Asta gets to Noel and Elizabeth, the haha guy comes, and basically he just saying, my old friend, how have you been? And Asta just looks at him and goes like, it's you again. And he goes, so what are you doing here at this fine establishment? And then he looks at Noel and Elizabeth, and he was like, and he sees the black bull robes, and he's thinking, I hate this guy. I hate this guy. I hate this guy. I hate this guy. Because he is jealous right now. Ashes just says, look, I know you're probably thinking, no, I'm not dating either one of these two. And no, I don't think they have any crushes on me, or even like me in that way. But the guy just looks at him and like, but still. No, and Elizabeth are just kind of confused. But Asta kind of already knows that. Look, when a guy gives, he's really, really upset. Because he hangs out with kids at the church, so let's just say he kind of understands how people are like sometimes. When some people get jealous, they have this look on their face, and he very silly in that look so many times. So he was like, okay, this guy must be freaking jealous. So, yeah. Then the cloud thief guy, the guy who can make a cloud and then ride on it and leave, he steals this little lady's money. The hug guy tries to, I think his name is Seke? Yeah, Seke. I'm just gonna call him Haha guy. Because I don't think because I don't really see much of him, so I don't really know what happens besides his bronze creation magic. So he tries to stop the guy but fails. Asta just runs towards him. He's just going really fast. The guy doesn't even know how he's even catching up. So he gets on his magic cloud and then tries to fly away. Asta just basically just runs, jumps onto the wall, then jumps off the wall, and uses flames to burn right through the cloud, catches the guy, gets the money, and returns it back to the little old lady. He does this. He just says, here you go, ma'am. She says, thank you. And, well, Asta just leaves. He leaves. So, he goes back to Noel and Elizabeth and just tells them, alright, that's done. They're just saying, Elizabeth says, good job, Asta. And Noel just being Noel. I don't know what she was like in it, I forget. But yeah. So now we go back to the little Lee, and then a puff of smoke happens, and it's just Julius. And then gets a call from his friend that's always telling him to always come back to the Clover Kingdom, and the palace. He do his work. Then Julius explains that he was just watching the king and his daughter, but then he met the boy Asta, and he goes, oh, So you're doing some work. Okay. And then he asks about Asta. What did he do? He just tells him what. But then the Culver King calls Julius down from the roof. So he comes down. He does his. He bows and just says, have you done everything you want, Your Highness?" And he says, "Yes." Also, this version of the king is not going to be mean to commoners. He tries to help them out as much as he can behind the scenes. So, yeah. So, he tells about how he's impressed with that magic knight and that we should give him some missions that are a little bit more dangerous or higher rank. Julius is kind of understands what he means, but he also sees that Asta has gone stronger. So he said, "I'll try to find a more simple mission where he can take it on with some of his teammates." But Julius then remembers, but he did say he'll take on any mission by himself if possible. Mary's like thinking she remembers that, but still, we shouldn't allow him to go. The Clover King then just says, "Well, we'll ask him. We'll have him to choose." And Julius just says, "Excellent idea." And so they leave to go back to the palace. So the next day, Asta and Noel gets a letter to be summoned by the Wizard King. So they basically go back to the Clover Kingdom. On the way there, they meet Noel. I mean, not Noel. Mimosa, and the Iron Mage, the Iron Magic Knight. Klaus. Yes, Klaus. Hold up. I guess there's something. Alright. So, they meet. And they're like wondering. Klaus is like saying, "Asta, what are you doing here?" And then he also says, he sees Noel. He says, "Oh, hello, Noel." Noel says hello. And Asta says, "The Wizard King summoned us." So, yeah, that's why we're here. Basically, just a true story, just telling the facts and just the truth. Klaus is just thinking, okay, we're probably just supposed to give a report to him about what happened, and then that's it. But is saying, just says to Asta, "Have you gotten stronger since the last time we, seen each other?" Asta's just basically just having hands in his pockets and just saying like, "Yep, I'm always getting stronger, Don't ever forget that." And says, "I've gone stronger too." So let's just say Asta then says, "So, you want to have a little battle?" And Minosa and Klaus and Noel are looking at Asta like what? But then, just pulls out some of his wind magic, makes a bow and arrow, and just shoots it at Asta. He goes, "I'll take that as a yes." Asta just says out loud. He then takes out his right hand, and punches the wind arrow. Everyone is just shocked that Asta is not even using his flames. You know who is just saying, he just says, basically out loud, saying, "Every single time, you can always punch through my freaking wind. Any of my wind attacks. How? How tough is your skin, really? I know Scales of Dragon, but come on." And Asta just has a grin, and then he just pushes his foot a little bit more forward, and he punches right through the wind arrow. he just tells, saying, it's easy when I'm in basically punching rocks, trees, without my magic. I'll use my fire. I'd ultimately amp up its attack. So, the more I basically trained like that, the more it became easier for me to get more tougher skin. Also, I fought a dragon for 3 months. Barely got any sleep. Only sleep when I was really tired, and that was it. Then sighs and says, yeah, I always keep on forgetting that. Klaus is in awe, just awestruck about this guy could take on a wizard without using his fire, with basically that's a 4-leaf grimoire. What the heck? Mimosa runs around to see Asta's hand, and it's just fine. There's like no scratches, nothing, not even like any cuts. He just says, I don't really bleed that much, She was like, oh, I know, I just wanted to. So he just says, I know, just wanted to make sure I was alright. So, Mimosa's blushing, and Noel still isn't worried. Basically just grabs Mimosa and asks her about what she thinks of Asta and everything else, and, the whole entire scene where they just start blushing happens. Asta sighs and just, because he's not oblivious, he's not, like, dumb, because, kind of told him he'll need to be smart. He'll have to have, like, some intelligence and know different things if he wants to become the Wizard King. So, he did become smart because of Neil, and also gave up on the whole entire idea of marrying Sister Lily. Because even Neil thought that was no. So yeah, if I'd never mentioned in the past videos, then yeah, that happened with Neil. So Asa did read, did train, did try to get some control over his fire. To get the power up more and to make sure he's able to not burn everything. So yeah. So, Cloud just asks, what's going on? Asta just says, you don't want to know, man. Cloud's just thinking, like, what? So, they get over to the Wizard King. They were escorted to him. Sorry, I gotta get a drink real quick. My throat's been, like, weird. Something, like, stuck in my throat. It's just bugging me. Hold up. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. But, so, they give the report of everything that happened in the dungeon. And like canon, Asta, asked about how can I become the Wizard King. Klaus says, you can't ask the Wizard King that like he did in canon, but then, he does. He tells him it's alright, and he just tells them what what you need to become the Wizard King. Like in canon, he also invites them to the banquet where all the nobles, where all the magic knight captains, besides the army, I think, and the nobles are there. The ones in canon. But with addition of one person, Mariona. Because the Wizard King told her she's going to invite Asta there. And he know about their little fight, he said, so he might have gone stronger, so why not come and see? He convinced her by just saying that, and she was like, okay. Well, in her own little way, she says, alright, I'll come check out how strong he's become. If he's even worth my time, I'll stay. If he's not, then I'll leave. So yeah. So The Lizard King gives his speech or just start talking to them, saying, "I hope you guys do enjoy this. There's a lot of food and a lot of people here, so please get along with everyone. Do not cause a fuss, and enjoy your time." So he opens up the door, and they all see everyone, and Marilona's there. She was just like talking to Fagolion and Leopold. But then when she sees the door open, she sees Asta there. She grins, and then Fagolion looks over to where she was looking, and he sees Asta. He just starts. There's a little bit of fiery determination in him. Like, that's my rival. That's one of my rivals. So I must show my strength. How strong I've gotten. So yeah, and Leopold did hear what Asta did. He took on Barilona and Fergolion. He beat Fergolion, or yeah, he beat Fergolion, and then he took on Marilona, but he passed out. But she won. But she tells him that even just because he passed out doesn't mean I won. It means that he went all out on me, and I could have died. Because remember, everyone, that attack I gave him that makes him use up all his magic, and I don't remember the name of it, but it was Chain Emperor Dragon Roar, I think. If it's not, then I'll go back and I'll look into it. Just know I don't remember it right now because I haven't watched my video on it in a while. So you guys gotta give me chance. I'll put it in the next video, so I remember what the name was, and just know I may change up the name to be a little bit more refined or something. If you guys like the name, then just say it. I guess. Anyways, back to it. So he heard her tell him that before they even got there, and the Wizard King, tells them please enjoy. And everyone just looks at them like they see, he has the fourth grimoire, and he's a commoner. But then they see Asta, who has no grimoire, but is a magic knight anyways, and they're thinking, how? So there's tension in the air. The Wizard King tries to break it up, the tension, but he can't, because he has to go away. To his secret mission, but he says it's just he has to go take care of something. He'll be back as soon as possible. But we all know where he's going. Yep. So as soon as he leaves, Noel's eldest sister and her second brother is basically just start talking about everyone. They're just talking about Asta. He keeps on saying mean things about him, and Asta just doesn't care. And he just says, "Wow, they're really going at it, aren't they?" And yeah, Nero's there too. He got a plate down for her, and she's just eating. Noel was very surprised that he's just acting all casual like. But then her older brother comes up to Asta. He sits down right next to him, and everyone is shocked because he's at a table. Some people are going "Why is the silver eagle captain sitting next to him?" He goes, "Excuse me, young man. What's your name? I heard it, but I forgot it." He apologizes toward that, and he says, "Oh, the name's Asta." He goes, "Well then, Asta, may I ask you a question about your magic more?" And he basically is just asking questions, and then tells him basically everything that he knows about it, what it can do, and how that if he'll turn into a dragon, or he would have been turned into a dragon, but he can't. So everyone's good and safe on that. Many people have heard that he could have turned into a dragon. Some people like have that look of like fear, but he says it's destroyed. You know, there was like a seed, he said, that would have turned me into a dragon, but it's automatically destroyed. It's gone, so he'll never turn into it. And then he tells them about there's a mode called Dragon Force that he could have because he's a dragon slayer. It's the power he can use to get greater strength and to even use it to kill a dragon. And he goes, well, that is, so her older brother, the captain of the Silver Eagles, is just basically impressed. And then, basically, for going on, it's in right next to Asta, and Leopold's in right next to Fergolion, and Meridional is right across from Asta. People are just seeing, like, these powerful people are just going to Asta, like, flocking to him, but, they're just very interested. And then Fergolion says, I heard what you've done so far, young Asta. You've been doing very well as a magic knight. Fergolion is praising him, saying I've been keeping my an ear out to hear what you've done. And you're pretty skilled so far, what I've heard. Asta just says, yeah, I still need to become stronger. Strong enough so I can unlock the mode I need to unlock. Then he says, Dragon Force? Can you, he asks, like, couldn't you not unlock it already? He says, no, I need to train harder to unlock it. He just takes a big sigh, but even though I am strong already, I need to become even stronger. Hold up. So, the sister and brother just start getting angry, so they start talking smack at him about it again. But then the second brother to Noel pours water on her head, saying that she is, she shouldn't even be here, and also wasn't even near her. So right away, when she was about to walk out, he just stops her and just tells her, "You're gonna literally let him talk to you like that? Just because he's family, you're gonna let him?" The captain of Silver Eagles is shocked to even see that he moved that quickly. He was in his seat, and then he's just gone. Mariona just, like, has this look of, like, what? Fergolion's not really that shocked, because he faced Asta, but then he looks at his sister and says, well, you didn't know he can move he can move faster than I can see. She just says, I knew he could, but this is beyond what I thought. Because Asta limits his strength against people. He tries to test his limits. Even though he has broken his limit, he's basically still holds back against people. So the first time he'll always will fight someone, he has a rule: hold back as much as possible. When he really fights them a second time, he'll show them his true strength. So, but he knows with his speed alone, Mariona could easily still keep up with him. So that's what Asta knows. But so Asta then says about don't let these guys pick on you and all that. Then because he'll change this world's view, because when he becomes Wizard King, Fergolion Nozel? I did not remember his name, so I'm just gonna call him Silver Eagles Captain. And Mariona, just look at him and see this burning determination. It's like they can literally see fire even coming off of him. He's not even using fire. So, but then the guy with the sand magic gives him saying a commoner should know his place, summons the golem of sand, and oof. Then the guy tries to do a freaking attack with his water bullet, and before you even shot it, Mariana tells Asta, "What are you doing? Fight back! Show me that strength you showed me before." And Asta just says, "Waiting for the perfect opportunity." And basically, the guy just who made the sand golem is saying, "What do you mean, perfect opportunity? This is my impenetrable defense. You can't win." But then, right when the water bullet comes near Asta, you just see a freaking fist coming out the sand, hitting it, and it's just coming out of the sand itself, and then punches it right back to the guy. He makes a water shield, and he's on one knee, but before he even said anything, Asta then punches the sand golem, and the face just exploded it. He just tells them, "You guys are weak. You're not strong enough to face me, so don't act like just because you're royalty, you're better than me. I work hard to get where I am, and yet here you guys are, working less probably than me, and still acting like you're better." So, but then the guy comes in, like in Canada says, the place is under attack. No. So yeah. So Asta just basically wondering what the heck's happening. Like, and then there's like, and the guy with the stone creation magic, he gets a full-on detail in the map area of the Clover Kingdom, and and then Asta just says, "Huh, okay." So, he says like multiple enemies are around, and he doesn't understand how. So, Asta opens up the window, jumps onto the ledge, and basically he says, "Huh, looks like necromancy?" He knows about it. Asta read a book on it. And Noel goes like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Oh, somebody has the ability to make corpses come back to life, and then basically, as soon as they kill people, the creatures, the dead corpses, basically zombies," he says, he's able to and even use the people's dead bodies to even make more zombies. So, infinite amount of people. Big large people, big giant army. And then he just basically starts cracking his hand, his neck, and then he says, "Well, time to get to work." No one's saying, "You're crazy, you're gonna take all of them on by yourself." He just basically looks at her like, "Yeah, I am." He just basically just goes like, he gives that look though, but he says, "Yeah, I am." When he's about to jump, she just holds onto his cloak and just says, "Are you an idiot?" He just looks at her and goes, "Let go before I use my fire." She then puts her back away her hand, and everyone's just looking like, "What the heck? Why did he?" He just then pats her on the head saying, "Don't worry, I'm not gonna die." She starts blushing, and then he just jumps. Right? He uses that to his advantage. He used her blushing to her advantage. He just jumps right out the window, and all you can, Noel sees him, but going on, and Marilona do run over to the window. They just see a flame starts to go from his hand, and you just hear him saying, "Iron Fist the Dragon," and he just starts soaring right down to the ground, and a big giant explosion happens. Marilona is thinking, he's crazy. Marilona is thinking, this kid is gonna die. So they're about to rush in, but then they just see there's more like fire hitting zombies, like destroying them, burning them, and just keeps on hitting them. Like already, like in a few moments, he's using his speed and his power to his advantage. He knows there's fire around places, so he's gonna use the fire also to his advantage since he can eat it. And replenish his magic and get a little bit stronger. So he's just taking out zombie after zombie after zombie, from like 10 to maybe 20 at a time. But then when he uses his roar, he takes out a lot more. And all the Magic Knights just see this, even the captains just say, we need to freaking beat this kid. We need to show him how strong we really are. Also, there's even a part where the one Magic Knight guild, or yeah, that has like just takes all the only females in, not many men, or at all men. Just thinking, just seeing this, like everyone's like starting to rush up, but when she like about to get out and try to do something, she just sees this Asta just punching zombies, but then when he stomps his foot, some zombies actually that were turned into zombies that were part of the Clover Kingdom still just have like that fear, and they just see a dragon in him. Basically, it's that one scene where Natsu stomps his foot down, and then he just sees a dragon. You just see a dragon. That's what happens. And they just do nothing. He just then runs right past them, takes down the other zombies. She's just in shock what she just saw. So, but then one of her second command says, "Well, you just stand there. Come on, let's go." She goes right, and and then you go into the fight and everything else. So the guy who makes the zombies and necromancy magic does come over and say to the little girl, same thing happens, saying no one's gonna save you, you're just gonna turn into like this, and ooh, man. Basically, he then then's like laughing, and then he just hears someone saying, "Shut up!" And basically, he just freaking punches the dude in the face. He goes right through the fire, punches the guy in the face, sends him flying, and he's saying, "Ah, my face, you run, how dare you hurt my face?" And then he's just seeing Asta saying, "Are you okay?" She says, "Yes, thank you." Saying, "No problem." Now, you may want to close your eyes, because there's going to be a lot of pain. There's going to be a lot of noise coming that way. I don't want you to see what happens. She's just nodding her head no. He goes, "Okay. But whatever you do, don't get scared, because I'll protect you no matter what." She nods her head. And basically, zombies come. He takes them all down. Then he summons out a couple of his race, electric, wind, um, the one with like poison light magic that he can then shoot out and heads off and he gets poisoned. He's just laughing, saying that you can't win, this will kill you, and then Asta just laughs and says, "Well, this weak poison will kill me." You know what happens to poison when it's basically is gone to extreme heat? He was like, What are you talking about?" And Asta just puts on his flame, and the poison on him just starts to disappear. Including some of the wounds on him, or just started to not heal, but the fire like kind of cauterized him until he get actually healed up. And then he goes, wait. Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention, Mark did tell him about what each marble would do. So, red was attack, blue was defense, and green was healing. He then touches the green one, and he just immediately heals. And that guy, the necromancer guy, just goes like, "What? What the heck is going on here?" And the master says, "Well, somehow your best guy, because I'll basically just break your toy." He puts on his fist on fire. He's like, he summons up both of the one with the shield and his final one that he mashed up together, and basically, he also just blitz one, the one with the shield, punches right through it with his flame, and it goes right into the thing, right into the shield creature's stomach, and it just starts burning. Then he just jumps up and then does tail of a dragon with his foot and destroys that goes right through the other one. So he lost his favorite toys. He starts complaining, and then Noel did come up and help the girl out so she wouldn't be hurt. Fagolion does give a speech to Noel about being strong and everything. And he also then captures the necromancy guy, spatial magic guy gets away for Golion. Asta's about to do something, but he says, "No, don't. Just protect the kingdom. He'll take care of this." That happens, and then Asta does take care of the guy with his roar dragon on the pile of corpses, where he just jumps out, saying, "Impressive, kid. You know where I was." So then he just, summons out all the other other midnight sun. Yeah, basically just a midnight sun he summons out, and same thing happens. So yeah, but this is where everyone's thinking, how could this one kid take on all of us? But then the necromancer guy saying, "Don't let this kid fool you. He has some magic that requires no grimoire." And the scientist girl is saying that someone's out the slime lizard, just saying, "Ooh, really? I need to dissect him then to find out." And this is where Asta just kind of just gets a look of being pissed off and just saying, "Dissect?" He just starts laughing. Every one of them is just being confused. Oh yeah, by the way, all the captains were summoned to different places. So they're like on the way back. And Asta just body goes on fire and saying, "I'm gonna kick all your freaking butts and send you back to where you came." He just yells it. I can't really yell at that because of my dad's sleeping, so I'm always saying this. So, he fights all of them off. The slime creature, he does punch his fist, but then she's like, "Oh, you can't, use your magic, it won't work," and he just basically just burns it from the inside out. She's like, "Oh my god." And they're like all using their magic. He just dodging everything, punching, kicking, and then they're all like huffing and puffing. He's just barely even sweating. And this is where the you just can see the black on his, that like part of his face is going like, and then you just see red. So like every single time you see with Natsu and everything happens like that. That's what happens, and he says, and then he just like punches his hand and cracks it, and they just like then even see like a freaking dragon right behind him, and you're like, "What the hell are you?" And he just says, "I am Asta, the Dragon Slayer." Yeah. So right when the other captains get back, oh yeah, Leopold was helping Noel out too. and Asta's just taking care of the Midnight Sun. When Leopold does come out with no arm and bleeding to death, Leopold just called out, and Asta just like stopped, clenching his fist, and just this rage is coming onto him that he never felt before. A rage that is just burning in his very soul. So his flames just start shooting up, and you can see flickers of black. Those flames are turning black, and there's like flickers of it. And this is the mark that's on him. It's just starting to glow brighter and brighter and brighter. But you even see this unbreakable will just starting to even come out and become physical form, and it's just like they don't know what they're seeing. He then looks at them saying, "What did you do to him?" So they're terrified right now. But look what he's making is just pure anger, but they feel like this intensity of hatred happening. So let's just say right when the Magic Knight Captains come back, they got Asta. He's not even doing anything because he's just thinking, if I can find out where they are, I can escape and then tell everyone else when I get back. So he lets them capture him. Everyone's like worrying. But Mariolona sees her brother, but she saw what his flame turned into. It was anti-magic flames, basically. But it was just starting to swirl to be a red and black all at once. She doesn't know what was that. So, but she's more worried about her brother. So, same thing happens. The Magic Knight get Fregolian to safety, and the Wizard King does save Asta and finds out about the tablet and everything else with why they attacked Fregolian for and everything else. So, he does save Asta, but then he says, "Oh yes, what was that? What was that reason for the black flames coming onto you?" And Asta just says, "I don't know, but for some reason I'm able to do it." And he doesn't know. But inside of Asta's head, the anti-magic demon is saying, "Huh, so that kid brought more of my power than I thought. He only did a short burst, but when he got angry like that, it worked. Maybe this kid can bring out my full power. He just works on it." Then he just starts laughing, saying, "Yeah, right, like that ever will happen." So, when they get back to the Clover Kingdom, him and Julius, everyone shot to see if Asta's safe. And yeah. Leopold does exactly the same thing with the mark that he does on him and everything else. So, I'm going to leave it off though right now. I'm sorry if this was just way too long or not enough detail like I usually done. It's just, I have something to do. That's coming up, and I'm going to try to upload this video today. But, yep, I do hope everyone enjoys it. Y'all have a nice day. Or night, wherever you watch it. Okay. Bye, everyone.